Good afternoon, Rhiannon. Rhiannon Hamman is the Organization Development Consultant and Industrial Organizational Psychologist at IQbusiness, and she will be one of the speakers at our upcoming OD conference on the 28th and 29th of February, which will be in person, held in Johannesburg, but it's also online for anybody else across the world, so to speak. So let's kick off. I want to ask you about the role of an OD specialist and function in this new modern world of work. How do you see them functioning and flourish in this world of work?
So I think with OD specialists functioning specifically in enabling business to have better outcomes and focusing specifically on strategy and the people side of things, the structure. I mean, that's exactly where change is impacting us, right? So the modern world of work is steeped in rapid changes, and I think there's so much uncertainty and unpredictability in what's going to happen and what the world of work is going to look like. And I think OD practitioners, although we can't predict the future, we are in a very good position or very well positioned with the tools that we have in order to be able to support businesses in being adaptable and flexing where they need to in order to make sure their strategy and their structure, their people, everything is refreshed and aligned according to the changes that come at them.
Good. There seems to be at the moment a trend that really emphasizes the OD function greater in organizations than, let's say, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And there's a greater demand for highly professional OD functionaries. What do you think is driving it?
I think probably there's a lot more awareness that I've noticed of our space. So I think it's almost as if there's been so many challenges in the people space that previously, would be glossed over, or it was kind of this idea of, well, we just got to get on with it. It's all about the profit. Whereas now, I think so I've noticed personally that there's a lot more focus on the culture of organizations, and that being a very, very big trend in the need for OD specialists coming in. And I think it's because there's been this realization that there's a much greater focus on well-being in the workplace, and if the culture is impacting on my well-being and things that I can choose to be a part of or not, I think that is a huge driver in terms of why we're seeing a lot more focus on OD in the workplace, especially if you think about like millennials and Gen Z. They're making up a great majority of the workplace now, and we are living in an era of focus on well-being. And I think with that focus, and millennials and Gen Z is stereotypically less inclined to be loyal for loyalty's sake or for tenure's sake, and more focused on, well, what value am I also getting? And I think that has started a very big shift in terms of the focus that companies are now placing on culture and their people.
So as you discussed, this new world of work with all its ramifications is posing new challenges for OD specialists. But what would you say is this one capability that OD specialists must now look at in terms of developing that one capability they should develop to face this new world of work better?
The question in itself is assuming that majority of OD practitioners are on the same sort of level, and I think everyone will be able to identify their own development areas and capabilities. But I would say generally for seasoned OD practitioners, it's probably looking internally. I think that's a very, very big and important capability for someone to be able to develop, looking internally and being able to identify their own personal openness to change, because we are living in a season of rapid change with all the new technologies that's coming in, obviously AI being a hot topic as well. And I think we need, as seasoned practitioners, there needs to be a focus on, am I checking my own biases and the idea that, you know, what's worked before will always work forever, or if it's not broken, don't fix it. Checking biases in that. So I think that would be for more seasoned practitioners, and for new practitioners, and I suppose the seasoned ones, I think it's very, very important that there's a focus on the art of scientific inquiry. So OD as a profession being very focused on being a science and being able to measure, even though we are dealing a lot more on the people space, which is very difficult to measure in a lot of instances, but always trying to bring that in so that there is credibility to what we do, and we can use metrics to also substantiate why we are doing things.
Good. So against that background, how important is it for OD specialists to continue to learn and develop?
I think it's imperative. We really, as OD practitioners, we have a responsibility now to also be, I think previously maybe there was less emphasis on understanding the client's industry as well as, you know, the expectation is today. And I think it comes obviously with experience, but it also is in us driving our own research. And I myself am guilty, obviously get stuck in the day-to-day doings and family life and all of the things that are going on, but carving out that time specifically for research and finding ways to bring it in, even in the form of podcasts or whichever way you find easiest. I think it's incredibly important so that we can stay topical and on trend.
Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to listen further to you at the conference in the February. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the interview, and I'm really looking forward to presenting.